everyone, and welcome to the Nobodies for trending New York elections.
757 Living, adopting a pet.
Life Unfiltered, the importance of fathers.
Fan Zone, the Ravens might have a chance.
For gummy bears, using them for revenge? I'm Kashmir.
I'm Jackie.
And we are the Nobodies.
757.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Or guess what? You can take us on the go. Be sure to follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And today we got some things to share. I'm telling you. The New York elections. Jackie, who is this Mamdani character?
No, it's Zohran Mamdani.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to start with talking about his policy plans, which are basically socialistic, communistic, but I decided to talk more about his religion.
That's a good place to start. I want to preface too, because I remember when Biden won the election in 2020, I called it. I called this. I said, well, that's what people want. All the prices are going to go up. The economy is going to go to crap. And I feel like in New York, if they elect this crazy socialist communist man,
they already know what they're going to get. And it's already progressive over there. I see him as a used car salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing is for free. People think they're going to get something for free, but nothing's for free. And he's selling them a bill of goods, but you're going to come home with a lemon.
What scares me the most is that he's a Muslim, and not just a Muslim. Like, he is in cahoots with an imam who testified for a terrorist back in the 90s.
Yep.
He believes that Palestine had a right to attack Israel.
Yes.
And this is scary because I don't think people realize the difference between Muslim and Islam. You see ISIS wreaking terror on people. You know what they were doing? They were following the Quran, okay? They were doing what the Quran said. And then people are like, in America, oh, but we care about the Muslims. We care about the Muslims. Like, do you know what they say about us over there? They ain't saying we care about America. No, they want to wipe us out. They want to come in and do like what Mamdani's doing to infiltrate our country, not assimilate, and then just take us over.
And where he's like the used car salesman, he has his big flashy smile and he's like AOC. They know the internet and they know social media. The part where to me, the greasy salesman is his stance on Israel. And then he walks back everything. So I've got this thing from Politico. I just wanted to read it to you.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about 10 things. So the first one, he condemned Israel after October 7th.
Yeah.
And then he walked that back. Oh, no, I didn't mean it. Okay. Sorry. Actions speak louder than words. Okay. Defense of the phrase, globalize the intifada. That's basically the shaking off. The Palestinians have to shake off the oppression of Israel.
And rebel.
Like October 7th. Mm-hmm. Like in the 2000s when they were bombing civilians. Third thing, he wants to boycott Israel. Fourth thing, he did not disavow the streamer that he had on his show saying that Jews are inbred. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Fifth thing, he won't recognize the Holocaust. Even the Holocaust Museum came out against him.
Oh, wow.
Saying it's wrong. Yeah. Seventh thing, I don't know if I skipped one, but that's okay. He led to an academic boycott in College of Israel. Eighth, rejected the claims of anti-Semitism. So he's like, I'm not anti-Semitic. But he doesn't condemn what happened to Israel on October 7th, like I said. And the 10th thing, he doesn't want you to support Israel at all with any funds.
Like fundraising or like charities.
And it would stop charities from helping Israel. I don't know how far it would go. I don't know if he could target like the Christian Jews that help the Israelis. I don't know how far he can take it. But that's scary.
It is. And I do want to preface because I went really hard quickly. So I worked with Middle East projects for 7 years. And my first 5 years, I was just with someone who converted to Christianity. She was a Muslim, but she wasn't like entrenched in it.
Where she came from, that was like their state religion.
Yeah, their country religion.
Their country religion.
But then I really got more deep in, and this was a former Muslim who converted. And when I worked on that project, I seen the hate that was spewed in the comments. I mean, we got people saved, thank God, but Like, I read 400 pages about Islam and what it really entails. Muhammad was not a good person.
No.
He would go in and conquer people, kill them, slaughter them, and take over their land. Like, anyone following that religion, they need to know what's in it, and that it's not peaceful. It's not, let's join together the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. No, it is conquer and divide, and it's ISIS.
No, and they try to argue that it's peaceful because I read a book once. His name was Nabil. He ended up passing away, but he got disowned by his family. And they don't use factual sources about who Muhammad is, which is really sad. And even when he would go to the sources to show his father and show his family who Muhammad really was, they wouldn't believe him.
Yeah,
they're entrenched.
And, you know, Europe, they took in a lot of refugees, and now there's communities like that are totally transformed, and they won't go back to what Europe is. And I don't want that for the United States. I want our freedoms. We are a Christian Judeo country. We have freedoms here. We have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and I do not want...
We don't want to be oppressed.
No.
We don't want to be oppressed by that religion.
And we
taking over our government. And I have another thing. So he wants to disarm the police. You can see where it's going. He's going to disarm the police. He doesn't want the police to be involved in any activism to stop it. So you can already see what is he going to promote when he's mayor. He's going to promote Islam. He's saying, I'm not. I'm for everyone. He's doing the identity politics. He's playing the victim. Like he's the poor little son of people from 9/11 who were just treated so bad. But he's not even from 9/11. He was a child in 9/11.
Like me.
Yeah, he's playing the victim, and he's just playing the victim card like they always do. But I'm promising you, it's more than the policies. It's who he is and what his religion stands for. And it does not stand for peace with Christians or with Jews.
Exactly. And it's in the Quran. And him playing the victim on 9/11, it was Islam and Muslims who were practicing Islam the way it should be. Those are the people who killed our American people.
Thank you.
And he's not even like saying anything.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And it's like this identity politics. Doesn't he care about the people who got killed in 9/11?
He says he does.
Yeah, whatever.
I know.
Basically, though, the people, the terrorists who did 9/11, they are following the Quran. They're following it. So don't be saying it's some Islamophobia or anything. They're doing what Islam says to do. And the problem is, though, who's he running against? Grandma Killer?
I know, it's horrible.
How in the world did he even get to be Cuomo? We're talking about Cuomo.
I know. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand New York. It just shows you their fate. And I know he doesn't have support of the Jewish community like you think. They really do fear him.
Mamdani, right?
Yes.
And I don't even think Cuomo can win. I mean, by the time this is out, I'm sure the election will be over. We'll probably have Mamdani. But I just want you to be informed of Islam, you to realize what it stands for, and just keep your eyes out. We need to preserve our country, preserve our nation. And, you know, we love immigrants coming in legally.
New York doesn't get it. They want to be so far left, but they don't realize, I don't believe they realize his religion. I don't believe they realize who these imams are. I don't believe they know what these mosques really want to do, because it's already been said that one of the imams was already promoting to get a mayor elected. They want Islam to take over America. That's the point now. Now that they're not, you know, doing the suicide bombings over here or the 9/11s, now they want to infiltrate the government.
And the people on the far left, liberals, I'm speaking to you. Do you know what Muslims do to women? Do you know that they have to wear a hijab? Do you know that they beat their wives? This is not like...
This isn't play baby games.
Yeah, no, this is not let's all be loving Islam.
Kumbaya, no.
Yeah, they hate gay people. They will kill and stone gay people.
And they say we're sinners. Christians are sinners.
Mm-hmm.
We have to convert, or otherwise there's no need for you.
We need to be a hard stance and really know who we're voting in. And let's just see what Mamdani does. I'm sure he's going to win, but... Okay. All right, there we go. My spiel is out.
I know. My spiel is too. Because when I read all those things, those 10 things, I know it was a litany of things, but I was just trying to make the point that he's anti-Semitic, but then he's like saying he isn't anti-Semitic, but he's doing all these things. Like he wouldn't even sign something saying that the Holocaust was wrong.
Yeah, and that's where you got to watch people's actions, not their words.
Amen. Sister.
So we're actually going to pivot. No more J. Jones, no more Virginia elections, because we're going to talk about adopting a doggy.
I know, and we did. We adopted Frankie the pup.
Yeah, and as we're getting into the holiday season, I just, There's so many dogs and animals in these shelters, and
It's sad.
it's sad, and they need a home.
Yeah.
And where did we go to get
So we went to the Chesapeake Humane Society,
Mhm.
and then I went online and I just kept looking at dogs. I looked at so many dogs and so many pit bulls. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
So many pit bulls. And then I seen Frankie, and he had this little Elvis smile. He like, hey, he was so cute. And my daughter wanted a dog always, but I don't think she could have really handled a puppy. But he's still a puppy. He's 2, and it takes a lot of responsibility to have a dog. And then my mom was like, you should go adopt one, Daniela. And then
Yeah.
we rescued little Frankie.
Which that was a godsend in itself because Nanny,
No, she's
yeah.
anti-dog. Well, until you bring him in the house.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, Frankie, I love you, Frankie. Come here, boy. You're my boy.
And then he did have heartworm too when we got him, and
That
was
was
like,
hard.
it was a factor, do we want to take this in? But then you realize he would have nobody.
You have to follow, if they have heartworm or whatever they have, you have to follow the rules to help the dogs because you don't want to hurt the dog during the process. But it wasn't easy, you know that.
Yeah.
Frankie did want to mark his territory, but I do recommend, it's called Poo or Poof. I don't know, but it's this spray you can spray.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we would discipline him. We don't beat our dogs, do that. We put him in the pen and we put the timer on, and then I sprayed that little poof stuff and he stopped doing it in the house, and now he's just become a great dog.
And even my dog Josie, she loves him so
She
much. She
does.
wakes him up every morning. And again, though, I want to backtrack just for a second. It does take time. They have to get used to their surroundings. You can't
And
overload them.
He still does because he doesn't like men that much.
No.
So, but my dad and Jerry, they give him grace and they understand him, and he's warming up.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's many ways you can help. Besides adopting, you can either foster a dog. One of my friends shared with me that she fostered a deaf dog.
Oh.
And she gave, like, it was a puppy, and she was able to give it the care it needed. And then they found the perfect home for it because the woman who adopted him had a granddaughter who was deaf.
That's so touching.
So that's the perfect opportunity. So if you don't have time to actually fully, like, adopt a dog and have it there forever, you can take time with fostering or even just volunteering, like going to the shelters. They have them in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake. We did the Chesapeake.
Yeah, Chesapeake Humane Society is privately funded by donors. So you do pay like a fee, but he had all his shots and he was neutered. So we didn't have to pay for that. But you can go to ones that are public, and then you just have to take care of those things.
And you can just go online and look at what dogs are available.
There's so many pets.
I know. I can't go on there, though, too much because I'd want to bring them
It breaks your heart, I know.
So for the holiday season, though, I think adopting a pet would be such a great thing if you're looking to add a new family member to your house. They are loving. Just it takes a little time for them to get warmed up, but great.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it. And when we come back, we are going to talk about the importance of fathers. So stay tuned. Hey, Hampton Roads, are you looking for a hairstylist? Then I have the perfect person for you. Tanya Waters, located in the heart of Norfolk at Edward Johnson Salon, and 30 years of experience. Plus, she's my mom. I mean, do you think this hair is natural? And she has a great deal for you. With any service, you get a free, that's right, F-R-E-E, free deep conditioner. How do you get this deep conditioner? You call 757-652-8353. Again, that's 757-652-8353 and mention the Nobodies. Welcome back to Life Unfiltered. So, if you've been watching the show, I have brought up my dad a few times, and Jackie and I were talking, and we just thought, okay, maybe we should just get some of that out there just so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. And just also, I've always felt like, how should I say this? Like, you feel like you should get over your parent being a narcissist or an emotionally immature, but it's not something you can easily get over.
No.
No.
I mean, I had 2 healthy parents, but I've seen what you've went through. I've seen what my nephews went through. I've seen what Jerry's went through. Fathers are very important.
They are. And I will say personally, me, the hardest thing I've had is I just say, why aren't you over this by now? Like, why does these things keep coming back? Or why are you triggered by this or by that? And then I also like judge myself as a child, like, well, why didn't you do this or do that? Like, I had a lot of great times with my dad, but I seen him probably like every other weekend. So like if you did something that upset him, he would blame you. Like, it's your fault. Why are you making me feel this way? And so as a child, I always tried to just, I don't know, be fake or like
Mediate?
I guess mediate and just try to control my behavior so I wouldn't upset him. I mean, like one time when I was 7, I just remembered I missed my mom, and he's like, "You made me feel so sad by saying that." And he didn't like my mom. He would call her a moose. He was really mean about her and our family. And he also had this weird, like, striving to achieve mentality. Like, I remember I was at the airport and we were talking to some guy at the bar. Like, I mean, it wasn't like a bar, but like,
Yeah.
one of those restaurant bars. And then like my dad was like talking about Pearl Harbor. Now tell me, Kashmir, when was Pearl Harbor? And I was 7 years old. I didn't know. And then because I didn't know, he said what an embarrassment I was as a child for not knowing that. Telling you, I remember
Wow,
it
in front
now.
of the person?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
and then, also too, here's another weird thing, like, he would never call me by my name Kashmir because he hated my name. So to him, my name was Elizabeth. So I had a different name when I went to his house. That's what everybody called me. I think when I started to get a little bit older, like his girlfriend who he's married to did start to call me Kashmir, but it was really like I didn't realize how messed up that is. Like he won't even call me by my name.
Yeah, identity issue there.
Also weird achievement things, so, like, he really wanted me to get good grades, and he even promised, like, when I was 10 or 11, "If you get all straight A's, I will let you go to SeaWorld to go do the swim with the dolphins experience." And, like, I got the straight A's, and then because I wouldn't go camping with him at this weird place, because I went to that place and there was this
I've been to that place.
yeah. And there was this man when I was 9 years old, like, he kept talking to me, and as a 9-year-old, I didn't realize it was bad, but, like, I did not wanna go back to that place, and so he canceled the dolphin thing and then just brought, his girlfriend's daughter's cousin along the trip
I'm
with us to San
sorry.
Diego. But I did get to go. We did get to go
We
with you.
did.
Yeah.
I see that's a blessing because I see what God will do. He'll give you double for your trouble. So he gave
Mhm.
you Papa,
Yeah.
who treats you really good. And then he gave you my husband, Jerry, who treats you really good. So God makes up for it for the loss. I do see you have to grieve your father. I think that's the part maybe why you feel conflicted because
Mhm.
there is a grieving of what you wished he could have been.
I think so. Like, I always wanted him to change. And I was reading this book, Being Raised by Emotionally Immature Parents. And then they're like, there are two outcomes you can have. You can either become a narcissist like them, or you can be this weird passive. I forget the term that they labeled, but it basically was me to a T. And then I kept reading it and I was like, but this is not who I want to be. Like,
No,
can't I get over this? And then I realized, yes, with God's help, I can. I have to identify the behaviors that are like weird triggers or weird things that I get controlling, or like I want everything to be perfect just
yeah.
because of the situation
And
I
you
was
don't
raised
have
in.
to, what word am I looking for? I want to say ruminate, but you don't have to like sit and think about it and
Mhm.
bring up the past because that's unhealthy to sit and think of all the things he's done. That's never going to make you better.
No.
Facing what he's done and then using God's word, applying it and saying, you know what, okay, I didn't feel loved by my father, but my heavenly father does love me.
Yeah.
And he sent his son to die for me. And you can focus on all the ways that God has showed you favor
Mhm.
through this
Experience.
experience. And to me, a tumultuous childhood.
Yeah, and bringing it back to God too is like I didn't realize how much I put behaviors that my dad did to me onto God as well, that I
Oh, I
had
could
to
see
like
that.
you're like I'm disappointing you, God, or you don't love, like there's just things that you can go through and then you're realizing no, like you get in the word, no, God is a loving father. God will never forsake you. He will
No,
never abandon you. He will always be there for you. And like you said, yeah, bringing Papa and Jerry, like they are so important to me and I love them so much and I'm really grateful for them. And I also can't judge myself as a child. Like
no.
that's the problem is when you get an adult, like you think, "Oh, I should have did this or should have did that." Or maybe if I didn't do this, he would love me. And that's just not the case. You can't change who that person is.
You didn't have the adult mind when you were a
Mhm.
child. So you're expecting the child you to have the mind you have now.
He refuses to talk to me now because I don't know, a litany of things that I've did to him that he says I caused him so much harm. I haven't seen him since I was 12, but do see his mom. Like I have a relationship with her, and My brother and I too, like, we've had things over the years, but we're, back and we're communicating, and you can see how we both handled it differently by certain actions and things. Like, I dated bad people because I wanted to fix them. And I thought I could fix them. And then I allowed certain behaviors in my relationships because that's what I was familiar with. And the biggest thing is, like you said, don't ruminate it, but then track why you're responding a certain way. And then really pray about it and ask God to help you in that area. And I guess it is like grief.
And to heal your heart.
Yeah, to heal your heart.
Because your heart needs healed, because a father is really important psychologically to their kids, because he's a completely different person than the mother. He has a completely different role that he plays. He's the provider, he's the protector, he's the one that is there to sometimes maybe like make more rules, have, structure.
Order.
Yes. Where the mom is more tender, but God meant them both to be part of a child's life for their upbringing.
Very true. And also, like, if you're a parent who did mess up in the past, I mean, there is a chance because, like, I would love it if my dad would call me and just be like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I want a relationship with you."
You would immediately take him back.
Yeah, I would. And so, like, there is hope for people if you feel like you messed up in the past and you wanted to redeem that relationship. There's hope there. I know for me personally, which actually I got judged about this on Facebook, who said that I was a bad person because I'm not honoring my parent, like my father.
That's not how you honor them.
No, if I was going to be in a relationship now with him, like, unless Jesus does something, like, I believe in Jesus, but, like, I would basically have to do everything to make him happy and then walk on eggshells around him, never criticize him, and it would just be a fake relationship. And sometimes when you have to cut off people, not cut off people, but when people can't be in your life, it's for a reason, and you have to protect yourself because I'm an adult now. I can protect myself. I couldn't protect myself as a child, but now I can. And I would never want him to be mean when I have children or to people I love and care about.
No, you're pursuing peace.
Yeah.
And that's what God wants us to do. You're pursuing peace and you're honoring him because you pray for him. I mean, you do pray for him, you forgive him, that's honoring him. But he doesn't want you in his life. He doesn't want your brother in his life. So what can you do? You can't make him change.
No.
And that's why I just tell anyone out there that's went through what you're going through, just really lean on God, lean on his word, and let God just cover you with his love, because God says that love covers a multitude of sins. So we do come from a fallen, dark world.
Yeah.
And not every father is going to be the best father. Not every mother is going to be the best mother. But you really have Jesus and you have God to turn to, who can wrap his arms around you. And he can bring people into your life that are like mother figures and father figures. You don't have to be alone.
No, you don't. Like you said, double for your trouble. And then my mom's in a relationship now with a wonderful man who...
Oh, I forgot about that too.
know,
I was thinking about him.
He treats me like a daughter too. And I'm just so grateful that God has blessed me with that. And I'm grateful too because I think when we all go through hard things in life, there is a reason. Like, it gives me compassion for people, I feel like, even though...
And two, like, don't take your dads for granted. Like, I was raised with a really good dad. I mean, I would have friends say they wish they had my dad. And he was a good father, and he was protecting, and he was the provider. And
he was hardworking.
He's hardworking, and he cared about his family and took care of his family. So, just don't take the dads for granted that are out there really trying to be the man of the house and care for you and care for his children.
And I also want to say too, like, you can mentor others too if you're seeing that they don't have a father or a mother. You can step in and really be a support for them. And so, like, yes, even though I went through hard things with my dad, I really had a great support system. And, like, it teaches you to be grateful for what you have and then also extending your love out and helping others to mentor, even if it's just calling, texting, seeing how someone is. And it really makes a difference in trying to protect them and be with them and show that you love them.
And I think too, like, just giving a shout out to all those dads that are there for their children and that are really putting in the work. Like my husband, he's a really good father to my daughter. It makes a difference, the support that a father truly does give a child.
And not everyone's perfect. So if there is a chance for you to mend your relationship, you can try. I tried and it didn't work out, but we just want to show grace, love, and peace with one another and allow Jesus to come and mend your heart.
I think it's very important that we show grace And maybe if you're having a troubled relationship with your father or your mother, you know, God can mend that bridge. He could do something for you. So just keep your heart open.
Well, keep your heart open, because we've had relationships restored in our lives when something bad has happened.
Yes.
And you just have to forgive and have that heart of forgiveness, because if you don't, you will become bitter. You will become hard. And God doesn't want us to be hard or bitter. He wants us to be open to love, to pursue peace, to have harmony. And He wants families together too.
He does. He's calling the children back to their fathers and the fathers back to the children.
Amen. And coming up on Fan Zone, update with my Ravens and a Gummy Bear story that'll have you rolling.
When it rolls, I'll be the catch you. When it falls, you be my only, and I'll be your all. And when it breaks and falls apart, I'll be the pieces of your broken heart.
Hey everyone, Jackie Self here. Go and listen to my EP Looks Like Love wherever you stream your music. I can't wait to share these songs from my heart with you.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to Fan Zone! Jackie,
Oh,
the Ravens are back!
I know.
We're coming
I
back!
really was believing too. I am
I
like
know.
the half jar. What is that? I'm the optimist.
Yeah,
The jar is half full. Yeah. Yeah. You know, he made, I have to get my little statistics here because I'm not that
I know,
good
I'm
at football yet.
I'm so
But-
proud of her.
Lamar Jackson. Ooh-wee. He made, what did he do? Oh, with a hamstring injury, he came back. But what was his touchdowns? What did he
had
do?
4 touchdowns.
Yes.
And he has
Oh.
more touchdowns than Josh Allen in the year.
And then I heard some of the radio program you were listening to, and they said he could come back as MVP because he came back like a star and he got that team together and he kicked the games out of the locker room and he is the leader he is called to be.
He is, which he did. So there was this big report that, the coaches took out the ping pong tables, and then they were all ragging on the Ravens. But then when he came back, he was like, it was me. We got to stop
Ooh.
playing around. I'm like, yes, Lamar, crack
Whip
that
those
whip.
babies into shape.
And then, though, there was the controversy.
I just read it right now.
They are being fined $100,000 because, like, we wanted him back for the Bears. And that's what we were hoping. And then he was limited in practice Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, they listed him as full, but he only performed with the scout team, or like not the first team. And so they had to like correct that. And then there was a controversy of, did they do it on purpose? Which the NFL found that it wasn't like
Oh,
intentional.
okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they did find out it wasn't like an on purpose
But
thing.
you have to get fined anyway because of the purposes of betting.
Yeah, it really affects the betting markets.
Okay.
And just being like honest with the team, which I think the Bears, they would have preferred not to have Lamar out there, so they were probably all happy.
Oh,
But
man. He
Snoop-
got his mojo back, though.
Yeah, Lamar did. But
Oh.
I want to talk about the Bears, though. Snoop did
Oh.
it. We had Snoop came back. So we paid this quarterback who was with the Dallas Cowboys millions of dollars to be our number 2, and he sucked really bad.
Oh.
And then we got back Snoop Huntley. He was Lamar's backup when he got hurt earlier, and he came back and he won the game against the Bears. And
Oh, wow.
so he's why we're in this conversation.
Awesome.
And we do tape on Saturdays. There will be more info out when the show's out. Like, because the Steelers are playing the Colts, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. But if the Steelers lose, we're like neck and neck. And we are like the betting favorite to win the AFC
Exciting.
North. Because we were playing the Vikings, the Jets, the Browns. But we do have to play the Bengals.
Okay.
So they're kind of iffy, especially if Joe Burrow comes back. And then the Steelers, that can be hit and miss. And we play the Packers.
Because Joe Burrow's really good, too, huh?
Yeah, he had the toe surgery.
Yeah.
But we play the Packers.
Okay.
And we play the Patriots, which are surprisingly good again.
Wow.
And a lot of people, too, are concerned because our defense against Miami, like the run defense, wasn't that great. And they probably would have had a tighter game, but they made mistakes. And there was a call, like, for tripping that I don't think should be called. I mean, hey, I'll take it. But
Yeah.
I like fairness. I don't want the refs helping us to win like the Chiefs.
Oh, I agree. I don't like that.
So there's that. And then people are debating, even if we get into the playoffs, can we really make it to the Super Bowl? Like, which that was kind of us the year
I just feel like the underdog is ready to go.
Yeah, I know. That was our case when we won the Super Bowl last time. So there's this hope there, and you got me believing in hope. You're like, I believe in
I
Lamar.
know.
So yeah, we're super excited about that. Gonna be watching football tomorrow on Sunday and seeing what's going on. And yeah, I have hope back. It's not the Ravens.
I
No, it's
know.
the
The
Ravens.
Ravens.
So I wanted to sidebar before we go to Gummy Bears is our show came back out. Nobody Wants This with
Oh, yes.
Adam Brody and Kristen Bell. And it's basically about a rabbi who gets with Kristen Bell, who's like a podcaster. She's kind of a little more raunchy than us, so
But she's not Jewish.
yeah, she's not Jewish. And
No.
it's just such a funny show.
It's so good. We got my cousin binging it.
Yeah.
She went and binged season 1.
The only thing though is that like if they come out with season 3, they're gonna have to do something different because it kind of felt like the same. Like he's pressuring her to convert. Will she convert? Sorry, spoilers here.
Well, they're saying it's like a true story.
yeah.
It's based on a true story.
And how they ended it, the cliffhanger was like his sister-in-law was like, well, you are Jewish. You act like us. You're making this conversion like a huge thing.
She just didn't have that feeling that she thought she was going to have, that aha moment.
Yeah.
But it was little steps towards seeing herself as Jewish.
Mm-hmm. And another show we just finished too, Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad I got back into it.
That was probably, because you never seen the first season, which I
No.
think we have to get you to watch
I
it.
should backtrack, I know.
Yeah.
Because I love Martin Short and I love Steve Martin.
Yeah, which of the big triplets did it? Yeah, so I feel like this season, top notch. I didn't know who did it until the end.
I didn't either. I mean, I guessed,
You did?
yeah, that it was the mayor, but I was like, that was just a guess.
Yeah.
Because he was always in and out. That's what was giving me that qualms about him. I'm like, what is he up to?
And then the motive didn't come to me right away either. But this, like last season was okay. I don't know. Like there's certain seasons where I'm like, but this one, top notch.
Oh, I loved
Highly
it though when
recommend.
Martin Short was doing his play.
I feel like I could be.
He's so funny.
He's like the narcissist in the relationship.
I love him. He's like, I did it. I did everything. I'm so wonderful.
Highly recommend that you watch those 2 shows that we've been fangirling about. And now for Gummy Bears. How'd you like last week's?
Oh, that was a good one. Felt bad for the test taker.
So this one says performed exactly as advertised by Jason on Christmas Eve 2014. To preface this, I will state that it is not good to upset anyone in the military supply network.
Oh my God.
This is especially true for a supply non-commissioned officer who can be both creative and vindictive to those who earn his ire. Ire? Okay. One of my biggest pet peeves was troopies who walked into my supply room and decided to go through things on my counter or desk. It is for this reason that I purchased 2 bags of these sweet little revenge snacks. Oh God. Uh-oh. He's going there. I briefed my minions that morning that the snacks were to be unsullied by their hands. Okay, so he told them. I told them that I would know, and it would not go unpunished by both myself and the higher powers.
Wow.
They thought I was joking, but decided to not test my authority before my eyes. With that said, I placed the bowl on the back part of the counter just in reach of anyone loitering inside my supply room. The rules were posted for all to see when they came in, so they were warned. A large sign that said, if you touch my stuff, you will be punished. They decided to test me, I guess. On this weekend, we were set to do general cleaning and maintenance with the battalion, so my desk was rather busy. I was in and out of my office all day. However, I made sure to take general measurements of my bowl of horror every time I came back. Shortly before lunch, my unholy wrath began to strike.
Okay.
My supply room is 1 door down from the latrines, and the row of male abodes is on the other side of the wall from my desk.
Oh God.
It was the first, but it was not the last. It was initially heralded by the sound of Gabriel's trumpet, escaping the sphincter of one poor soul. He hit the latrine and sounded as if he kicked the stall door open. For the next 30 minutes, I listened to the sounds of a live humpback whale being butchered by a blind man wielding a chainsaw. I love his descriptions. It was not long before another troop, this time a female, made her way to the latrine. She came from the indoor pistol range and had to cross in front of my door. I saw a pale woman with sweat streaking her face. She was hobbling with one hand on the wall for support and the other on her stomach, praying for just a little more time. For lunch, I ripped into an MRE, the Army Brown Bag Lunch, and listened to the ever-growing chorus of those who had so far snuck down half of my bowl of brightly colored improvised explosive devices. I was not sure if the other side of the building was seeing the same activity in the latrines, but the smell reached my door by the end of lunch.
I don't know if I'd want to do that revenge. You're nasty.
The smell reached my door by the end of lunch. Good thing I was stationed with an infantry unit for the first 4 years of my career, so I was accustomed to bad odors.
Ew.
If you know that, and please tell us in the comments what that meant.
Yeah, please.
Because we're not military people. One of my minions did not return from lunch, so I volunteered another to perform a possibly suicidal scouting mission into the male latrine in search of my wayward soul. He was there, and had been since the beginning of lunch. At 3 p.m., I was told that the unit was being locked down and there was an emergency meeting in the battalion's briefing room. I had a suspicion of the reason, but attended as I was ordered to do so. By this time, my bowl of gelatinous bow howitzer ammunition was 1/4 filled.
Oh, God.
The meeting began slightly off schedule. At 3:22, the sergeant major walked into the room and looked as if he had just performed a 3-day combat operation without sleep. The battalion XO walked in not long after and looked as if he'd been intimately assaulted by a rather insistent horse. I used all of my military bearing to keep from crackling a joke about cavalry officers walking bow-legged. The battalion surgeon walked in and told us that there was a high chance that the unit had come in contact with a strange stomach bug. Roughly half of the battalion was complaining of stomach cramps and explosive diarrhea. It seemed to be mostly affecting the headquarters and the company that was on the same building as us, also the medics. Until symptoms cleared up, the unit was in lockdown and cleaning mode. I went back to my supply room with the intent to bag up the remaining evidence of my involvement, only to find that the bowl was missing.
Oh, God.
My minions were too wrapped up to notice anything, though, so I began a search for the evidence that would probably land me in front of a firing squad. The empty bowl was located in the admin offices.
Oh, God.
Someone found it and decided to liberate it from my supply room for the only group that I didn't want to upset. But they had already consumed the remainder biological weapons. As I left with the bowl, I heard the familiar sound of incoming fire from the senior pay clerk's desk, followed shortly after by what sounded like Lama's breathing. That weekend, the entire building was cleaned from one side to the other. MREs were consumed in hopes of plugging the torrential flood of liquid terror, and every door and window was opened with fans going over a cup of Pine Sol in every room. 3/4 of the enlisted and half of the officers were hit with the mysterious stomach bug, and the medical supply room was in desperate need of more IV kits. I don't know if my message got across, but it was definitely an entertaining weekend.
God.
Man, I would never want to steal from that man.
Heck no.
So that's it for today's Gummy Bears. We would love to hear from you too. So how can people get a hold of us?
You can text us at 757-756-7487 or email us connect@knowbuddies757.com.
And we'd love to hear from you, so please send your comments, questions, concerns, or visit our website, thenobody757.com. I'm Kashmir.
I'm Jackie.
And we are
the Nobodies 757.
Want to be in the know?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Listen to us on all podcast platforms.
Follow us on all our socials.
Visit our website, thenobody757.com. I'm Kashmir.
I'm Jackie.
And we are
the Nobodies 757.